Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learning with Anila Qadri. Students, this video will cover chapter number 4 of Organizational Behaviour, Emotions and Moods. The very first thing you should know in this chapter, why were emotions ignored in OB? The myth of rationality. Organizations are not emotion-free. Emotions were seen as irrational. Managers work to make emotion-free environments. View of emotionality. Emotions were believed to be disruptive. Emotions interfered with productivity. Now we know emotions can't be separated from the workplace. Emotions and their blends. Here in this diagram you can see different kind of emotions, like someone is in love with someone is in anger, someone is crying, someone is happy. Like definitely different kind of emotions you will find in an organization. Here the first one is like a kind of neutral emotion, like no feelings, you are just quite a normal person, right? In the second phase you can see this is a surprise expression, and third one shows happiness, fourth one is a kind of fear, fifth one is a kind of sadness, and the last one, of course, it's extreme anger. Here you can again see basic kinds of emotions. While not universally accepted, there appear to be 6 basic emotions: fear, anger, disgust, surprise, sadness, and happiness. Emotions and their blends. Number 1. Anger. Fury, resentment, annoyance, hostility, love, acceptance, friendliness, trust, kindness, obsession, shame, guilt, repentance, humiliation, regret, fear, anxiety, nervousness, apprehension, and terror, enjoyment, happiness, joy, relief, contentment, pleasure, sadness, grief, sorrow, cheerlessness, gloom, surprise, shock, astonishment, amazement, and wonder. What are emotions and moods? Affect, defined as a broad range of feelings that people experience. Affect can be experienced in the form of emotions and moods. What are emotions? Caused by a specific event, very brief in duration, maybe in seconds or minutes, specific and numerous in nature, anger, happiness, or fear, distinct facial expressions, action-oriented in nature. What are moods? Cause is often general and unclear. Longer than emotions, hours or days. More general, positive or negative. Not indicated by distinct expressions. Cognitive in nature. What are emotions and moods? Affect, a broad range of emotions that people experience. Emotions, Intense feelings that are directed at someone or something. Moods. Feelings that tend to be less intense than emotions and that lack a contextual stimulus. What is affect and moods? Affect, a generic term that covers a broad range of feelings that people experience. It is an umbrella concept that encompasses both emotions and moods. What are moods? Feelings that tend to be less intense than emotions and that lack of contextual stimulus. You need to remember all the time, emotions are reactions to an object, not a trait. They are object specific. You show emotions when you are happy about something, angry at someone, afraid of something. Moods are not directed at an object, but emotions can turn into moods when you lose focus in the contextual object. When a work colleague criticizes you for the way you spoke to a client, you might become angry at him. That is, you show emotion, mean anger, toward a specific object, colleague. Emotion dimensions. Variety of emotions. It may be positive, that may include joy and gratitude. It may be negative, that may lead toward anger and guilt. Intensity of emotions. Personality, job requirements. Frequency and duration of emotions. How often emotions are exhibited. How long emotions are displayed. What is the function of emotion? Emotions can aid in our decision-making process. Many researchers have shown that emotions are necessary for rational decisions. You can see thinking, feeling, that combination of both will lead to decision making. Basic moods, positive and negative affect. High negative affect, you can see in the corners. High positive affect, low positive affect, and low negative affect. Let's discuss from the very first one, high negative affect. That will lead to tense, nervous, stressed, upset, and low positive affect will lead to sad, depressed, bored, fatigued. Low negative affect will lead toward calm, relaxed, serene, content. High positive affect will lead to alert, excited, elated, happy. Basic moods, positive and negative affect. Positive affect, a mood dimension that consists of specific positive emotions. For example, excitement, self-assurance, and cheerfulness at the high end. Boredom, sluggishness, and tiredness at the lower end. Negative affect, a mood dimension that consists of emotions, nervousness, stress, and anxiety at the high end. Relaxation, tranquility, calm, and poise at the lower end. Positive offset, the tendency of most individuals to experience a mildly positive mood at zero input when nothing in particular is going on. What is the function of emotion? Do emotions make us irrational? Expressing emotions publicly may be damaging to social status. Emotions are critical to rational decision making. Emotions help us understand the world around us. What functions do emotions serve? Darwin argued they help in survival problem solving. Evolutionary psychology: people must experience emotions as there is a purpose behind them. Not all researchers agree with this assessment. Emotions: pioneers catch a railroad worker environment. Sources of emotion and mood. Personality: there is a trait component. Affect intensity. Day and time of the week. There is a common pattern for all of us. Happier in the midpoint of the daily awake period. Happier toward the end of the week. Weather: illusory correlation. No effect. Stress: even low levels of constant stress can worsen moods. Social activities: physical, informal, and dining activities increase positive moods. More sources of emotion and mood. Sleep: poor sleep quality increases negative affect. Exercise does somewhat improve mood, especially for depressed people. Age: older folks experience fewer negative emotions. Gender: women tend to be more emotionally expressive, feel emotions more intensely, have longer lasting moods, and express emotions more frequently than do men, due more to socialization than to biology. Emotional labor: a situation in which an employee expresses organizationally desired emotions during interpersonal transactions at work. Emotional dissonance: inconsistencies between the emotions people feel and the emotions they project. Emotional labor: felt, affect, displayed emotions, moods. This is the combination of all what? Emotional labor. Felt versus displayed emotions. Felt emotions: an individual's actual emotions. Displayed emotions: emotions that are organizationally required and considered appropriate in a given job. Emotional labor: an employee's expression of organizationally desired emotions during interpersonal transactions and work. Types of emotions: felt, the individual's actual emotions. Displayed, required or appropriate emotions. Surface acting: displaying appropriately but not feeling those emotions internally. Deep acting: changing internal feelings to match display rules. Very, very stressful. Affective Events Theory (AET). How do emotions and moods influence our job performance and satisfaction? An event in the work environment triggers positive or negative emotional reactions. Personality and mood determine response intensity. Emotions that can influence a broad range of work variables. Affective Events Theory AET. How do emotions and moods influence our job performance and satisfaction? An event in the work environment triggers positive or negative emotional reactions. Personality and mood determine response intensity. Emotions can influence a broad range of work variables. Affective Events Theory. Emotions are negative or positive responses to a work environment event. Personality and mood determine the intensity of emotional response. Emotions can influence a broad range of work performance and job satisfaction variables. Implications of the theory. Individual response reflects emotions and mood cycles. Current and past emotions affect job satisfaction. Emotional fluctuations create variations in job satisfaction. Emotional fluctuations create variations in job satisfaction. Emotions have only short-term effects on job performance. Both negative and positive emotions can distract workers and reduce job performance. Affective Events Theory. Work environment. Characteristics of the job. Job demands. Requirements for emotional labor. These all will lead to work events, daily hassles, daily uplifts. It will lead toward two factors. Colleagues refuse to carry their share of work, conflicting directions from different managers, excessive time pressures, meeting a goal, getting support from a colleague, receiving a recognition for an accomplishment. Work events, daily hassles, daily uplifts will lead toward emotional reactions that is positive or negative. Here will be one more factor, personal dispositions that will include personality and mood. It all will lead to two factors, job satisfaction and job performance. Emotional intelligence, that is EI. Miss Geeta is an office manager and her awareness of her own and other emotions is almost nil. She is moody and unable to generate much enthusiasm or interest in her employees. She does not understand why employees get upset with her. She overreacts to problems and chooses the most unsuccessful response to emotional situations. Geeta has low emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is a person's ability to be self-aware, to recognize her own emotions when she experiences them, detect emotions in others, manage emotional cues and information. People who know their own emotions and are good at reading emotion cues, that is, knowing why they are angry and how to express themselves without violating norms, are most likely to be effective. Emotional intelligence is the capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves, and for managing emotions well in ourselves and in our relationships. Emotional intelligence describes abilities distinct from but complementary to academic intelligence. OB applications of understanding emotions. How an understanding of emotions and moods can improve our ability to explain and predict the selection process in organizations, decision making, creativity, motivation, leadership, interpersonal conflict, negotiation, customer service, job attitudes, and deviant workplace behaviors. OB applications of understanding emotions, ability and selection. Emotions affect employee effectiveness. Decision making. Emotions are an important part of the decision making process in organizations. Motivation. Positive mood reflects or affects expectations of success. Feedback amplifies this effect. Leadership. Emotions are important to acceptance of messages from organizational leaders. Creativity. Positive mood increases flexibility, openness, and creativity. OB applications. Interpersonal conflict. Conflict in the workplace and individual emotions are strongly noted. Customer services. Emotions affect service quality delivered to customers, which in turn affects customer relationships. Deviant workplace behaviors. Negative emotions lead to employee deviance, actions that violate norms and threaten the organization. Productivity failures, property theft and destruction, political actions, personal aggression. More OB applications of emotions and moods. Negotiation. Emotions skillfully displayed can affect negotiations. Customer services. Emotions affect service quality delivered to customers, which in turn affects customer relationships. Emotional contagion. Catching emotions from others. Job attitudes can carry over to home but dissipate overnight. Managers influence. Leaders who are in a good mood use humor, praise employees, increase positive moods in the workplace. Global implications. Do people experience emotions equally? No. Culture can determine type, frequency, and depth of experienced emotions. Do people interpret emotions the same way? Yes. Negative emotions are seen as undesirable and positive emotions are desirable. However, value of each emotion varies across culture. Do norms of emotional expression vary? Yes. Some cultures have a bias against emotional expression. Others demand some display of emotion. How the emotions are expressed may make interpretation outside of one's culture difficult. Summary and managerial implications. Moods are more general than emotions and less contextual. Emotions and moods impact all areas of OB. Managers cannot and should not attempt to completely control the emotions of their employees. Managers must not ignore the emotions of their co-workers and employees. Behavior predictions will be less accurate if emotions are not taken into account. So guys, this is all about chapter number 4 of organizational behavior. I hope the video is quite informative for all of you. For my next video, do not forget to subscribe my channel Learning with Anila Qadri and press the bell icon. Thank you.